Good morning to day 12. First one on site this morning. Thought I'd get here a bit early, just gone 7. Just want to literally get here and see what's what. Looks like someone's been here and marked out last night with regards to what needs. Obviously there's the rolling, obviously. I assume that's probably grade high number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Nothing else done any others apart from that orange line over there, but I think that was there before. Apparently he's en route anyway. I can talk to him when he arrives. So this morning it really is quite key that we physically get the roller. If we don't have the roller here, then we are literally stuck with not being able to do anything at all, because everything, all of the actual stuff we have to do here, so all of this here has got to be rolled. Obviously the pit I just showed you has got to be rolled. The one that we laid last night, that needs to be rolled badly. So all of it needs to be rolled. So at the moment, obviously I've got 2 labourers coming in today rather than the 3 or 4. And it's really trying to get them to assist the rollers and the people if it turns up. Apparently it's meant to be here by 9/9:30. But even in England, 9 to 9:30 sometimes means 9:45 or 10. Here, sometimes it can mean 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fingers crossed, it is going to be here on time. After all, if it's not here, it's not working, and they don't earn any money. So both we and they, it's both very interested to try and get it here. So once they've actually got that here, like I said yesterday, we can finish off rolling, obviously, the sections there and the holes, and then we can also get into spraying from there over the actual surfaces, and at the same time pumping the rest of the water out and starting to prepare that hole to do the rest with this. And then the aim is by the end of play today, like I said yesterday, to try and have those levels down there brought up to that level there and compacted and ready for the formwork, which has now been built, to go on. And then we need to be ordering the steel today to ensure that the rebar team can turn up next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and start manufacturing the rebar with regards to putting it in the ground. So that's the aim for today. So fingers crossed, that's what's going to happen. Roller God, please deliver for once. Be muchly appreciated. Again, minor detail, but detail is everything. For any of you that are obviously doing what I'm doing, just a bit of learning curve. For the holes where the water is, obviously we have to use the sand. This is what we've been using, which is 3/4 inch, and we need more stone, so I ordered it yesterday, and this has turned up. Looks very, very similar, but a lot smaller. So we'll need that for the concrete base, but we need 3/4 inch for the foundation element of the water mixed with the sand. So I'm now ringing them to say, please can you order the right one? We'll keep hold of that one for now, because we'll need it for the slab as and when it comes, but that is no good to us. It's just for anyone's learning curve. Always nice to learn from someone else's mistakes. So that's one thing we need to do. And then obviously you can see the difference in the marls. For instance, this more expensive marl's a different colour and it's a little bit finer. And this is coming in about $5.50 a load. This one here is $4.25 to $4.50. Same sort of place, same sort of stuff, but a colour difference. And from what I can see, this one seems to be a bit better quality than this one. But however, it doesn't colour and the quantity is irrelevant. It's just the cost, I suppose, to a certain extent, and making sure that whoever you go to can get it in. So a couple of learning curves from yesterday. Okay, so it is 21 minutes past 9. We now have another roller, third roller. Fingers crossed this one's going to last longer than a day. Well, I think the average with the other ones has actually been about 4 hours. So anyway, we're manually compacting as we speak. We're preparing the land, obviously over the road, to put the bladder out. The excavator guys firing out ready to actually start pulling that down. We've had the first load of stone that's been delivered, and we also have marl on its way as well. We have 67 loads of marl coming. We've obviously just finished off hand compacting that, but that needs the roller in it. So the first thing we're going to do is get the steam roller into here. I say steam roller, they're called rollers nowadays, no steam. and obviously hopefully it can get that finished and then get into here and get that finished, and then it needs to be going up and down on this level here. So it needs to work all day. If it can work all day, we can work all day. So fingers crossed one could be more reliable than the other ones we've had so far. So we shall see how it goes. So we're back to cooking on again. Roller, fingers crossed, carries on working, but he's in there rolling that one out. He's already done this one. The Bobcat is now using the spare mile to go into here. So we've got to do 8 inches in here and a wet and compact. There's another load of mile en route, so as you can see we're now nearly out, so we need that coming in back up, back. Bobcat is obviously filling that in, which is bloody handy. A few big rocks need to be taken out because it needs to be as flat as possible. That will be wetted and compacted with this bad boy. It needs to be as hard and as solid as possible. It's amazing actually when you add water to this mole and you compact it, it literally turns into a reasonably solid surface. So yeah, 8 inches wet compact and then another 8 inches wet compact. That's what we've got to do in that hole. That's what we've got to do in that hole. Then we've got to get them both tested, and then we can then fill them up to the same level as the main structure. So I should be putting a call in now to get that test sorted, otherwise no test, no more mile put on, so that's essential. Okay, so we got a guy from the health department here in that car there. Seems a nice guy. Seems to be doing everything okay. He's quite happy with that. He's even gone on the beach to find whoever owns that to go and get them use it. Fair play to him. Also, we've had water. Water boys turned up. F for that. Cracking on. Another pit filled and going to be wetted and rolled in a minute. Obviously he's rolling away as we speak. Now the water board's here. Depending on how long it takes them to do that, obviously we can start draining that pit, the 4th pit on the other side. All go. I've also got the container people turning up in a minute to assess obviously getting the containers here. So we need to put 3 containers there. We need to put 1 container there. And obviously by the end of the day we're hoping to have that completely level right across apart from, so where they're standing I've put some orange spray. That's got to be rock level, whereas the rest of it's got to be the same level as here. So that's the aim, and another 5 lots turning up as we speak. So go, go, go. So we finally have water. So obviously that's a temporary fix. So just come out and install that to our little temporary tap. That means we now have tap and water. Obviously from our side of things we can't use it yet. It's got a cure. Should be good to go, I would say, in about another 5-10 minutes, which means we can crack on with the rest. So neighbours aren't getting the hint about the parking, so little cheeky sign. And believe it or not, the reason why the water board out, because they couldn't find the water stopcock, which is actually in the floor there, which lands up going over to there, as you do. So anyway, we're live now, which is good news. Okay, now 1 o'clock. Feels like it's been about 4 hours since the last time I spoke. I think it's about an hour. Guys are connecting, checking balances, skimming off the surface because they've gone a little bit haywire there where they've been loading over there and back, obviously dropping stuff, so they've got to take that back. This man has got about another hour in there. This one hasn't had enough. We've had a couple of impact tests done on it, and it's still a bit too soft, so it needs to have a little bit of sunlight on it to dry out, and then it needs about another hour of going up and down on. So the plan is to bring him out that hole, get him onto here, roll this as soft as possible so that the lorries can reverse in and drop the marl just there, so that when that's ready we can just literally dump it straight inside. So that's the plan so far, but water's connected obviously. We started draining the hole on number 4, but there is a shed load of water in there, so we ran it for about an hour and I think it went down by about a third. So now that we don't need the water so much, we can drain some out, pump onto there obviously, so we've got the pipe there ready so we can squirt onto the actual marl there so they can run it. Once that's done to a certain extent, then we can start analysing how much of this hole is left Bear in mind we've been draining out already. And then we can see how much is left after we've actually finished with there to decide whether we actually drain the whole lot or not. So I cleaned off our family rock. Still has loads of mud on it, which needs to be cleared off obviously. So that will become something we'll do as a family with. I don't know what, whether it's a table slab or it's a deck chair slab, I don't know what it is. But it's a lovely piece of rock, so yeah, that's where we are. So a little bit more progress than that, mate. We are in the midst of pumping out the boiler, the full swimming pool. Spin round if I can. So the swimming pool is obviously got the pump in there now, pumping out, and we're running it along to the road, trying to just sweep down the road. The road's covered in ash still and all sorts. We're just using the water to sort of clean things down. So yeah, still rolling that pit there. Still got to roll this pit here. And the guys are meant to be getting up there and rolling that at some point. So Brian, the digger driver, is in there now trying to level out and try and make the job easier as and when we're ready. So fingers crossed. Another 20 minutes, half hour, we should be on there as well for the lorry to come in and dump them all. So, progress being made all round. More wetting in progress. The car park coming along nicely. Room being made for the containers for Monday. That's where they're going to go over there. And also going to put one on our land there as well. Dried out a bit more now, so we'll get a roll on that in a minute after he's finished this. Water is slowly going down. Bear in mind it was pretty much where that rock was. Very much about there. Gone down quite a bit. Those pumps are well worth having. Do a job like this. Quick for you in Barbados, they do all Clark stuff in the UK. $600, $700, $800, well worth it. 2 lengths of 2-inch flexi pipe, a little bit of 2-inch pipe in the middle with 2 GPs. Doing the levels. Big rocks being moved now around the back for the berm. Rolling happening. Shed loads taking place. I'm going to take you around the back where I'm actually doing what I'm doing. So technically this place suffers with a little bit of flooding once or twice a year. And they've got lots of mud berms, dams basically. Stuff up there, mud dams with this corally brick wall. I'm now taking it from the tree here all the way around as well with my little friend Ryan. And these bad boys are huge. Trust me, I just tried to move that one around, not a hope in the world. So I've sprayed a little line for him and he's now placing little tiny rocks to try and stop the water as and when it comes, which apparently does come October, November. Can come pretty bad. Precision, man. Precision. And good. So you can see the mud one behind. It's all mud in there, and these brambly sort of leaves help secure it all together. Replacing it with something that looks more solid. So hopefully, it's not looking as pretty as the moment as the other one. So hopefully we can try and make it a little bit more pleasing on the eye. Today we actually cleaned these ones out with the ditch water as well to try and get the mud off and make them look more pleasant. Hopefully the neighbours will approve because we're also in the road today as well. Hosed it all down, swept it all up. No one would know there's a construction job going here apart from the noise and a bit of dust. So hopefully we can keep that way for them. But here obviously we can try and get first loads. Going into our last hole. So we've lined the inside. I'm going to drop a sheet off this edge as well. Get that weighted down a little bit. And then take these spikes out and sheet a piece over this side here. And drape it down. Quite a big hole. So carry on doing that. I'll show you an update once we start filling. Okay, just a sign off. We're pretty much done. Site engineers pulling away. All the staff are gone. Everybody's gone. They left me on my own. But we've done quite a bit of progress today. So we still need to tomorrow. In fact, let me spin it. We still need to come into here. There's still a little bit of movement because of water. So we've got to let that dry out tonight, and where all the patches are, we've got to literally compact again. If there's still movement, we've got to dig up a little bit and relay and repact. Got to make sure there's no movement. We have actually gone down into the fourth pit, which I'll show you very briefly, which is quite good. We were hoping to get that finished today, but unfortunately this and running out of diesel in our roller causes a little bit of a delay. But so we're all marked up now. We'll see whether the water comes back up on this later, but that's now laid and compacted. So tomorrow we should come into a little bit of water there, I would have thought, but if not, that'll be a result. Either way, we've got to lay another couple of layers in there. We've got to increase the level here a little bit and compact that. This has all got to be retested again, and again at some stage this will be the same level as the rock where that line is. That's the swimming pool line to there and all the way across, and then all of this here from that line onwards will be the same level as over here. So the aim is to get all of that tested, more marl put in there, that level brought up, this one layer but very thin, and that brought up to rock level, and then hopefully base wise we're ready, and then we're then still fixing and getting ready to lay slab next week. That's the plan. So the day 12, Saturday is another day. Check you in there. Thank you.